What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, we got to talk about Scream 7 yet again. It's been a little while. There hasn't been too much to talk about, though, but, over the last couple of days, we have maybe a potential thing happening in just a few days. We got Matthew Lillard comments. A couple things are happening. We still got a long wait to go, and that's kind of why, I haven't talked about it much. Just to the Matthew Lillard thing really fast to get that out of the way, the comment that he made basically talking about that, super excited to be back, but terrified, to kind of ruin the legacy, right? Like, hopefully he doesn't mess up what has already been created. And I got to tell you, I like that line of thinking. Look, there's obviously still the back and forth that happens with Scream 7. I think some people with kind of a negative agenda, let's say, in their minds looks at that quote and says, oh man, this movie's screwed. Honestly, I think that kind of like being separated from it and saying, okay, like, is there a reason why we're doing these things? I think that healthy dose of almost skepticism from him, hopefully a lot of people have that. Hopefully, like, that's part of the conversation to even make these movies. And I think, the more you get up there with these numbered Scream entries, that's a conversation that I think you need to have like every day when you go in and when you pitch a movie. When you go to Kevin Williamson, you ask him to be the director. I think the number one concept when you call Neve Campbell, right, and you ask for her back, when you do all of these things, I think the number one thing in your mind should be, why are we doing it? What is the worth of us doing this? Because again, the more you do these, the more that you run into a potential scenario where you hurt the legacy, where you actually are doing more harm than good. And something we talk about all the time. It's that conflicted kind of feeling I have when you hear rumors that, like, oh, Scream 8's already in development. I get excited. Like, I want a Scream 8, but then there's also part of me that says, okay, but again, like, I want it with a purpose. I want it with a reason. I want Sydney to come back with a purpose. I want Stu, if he, obviously he is. I keep almost wanting to say if he's in this movie. It's no longer if, my friends. It's he is going to be in it. But okay, well, he's going to be in it. Well, is there a purpose to him being in it, or are they just doing it just to do it? And I like to always kind of give them the benefit of the doubt. It's worked so far, so I guess that's one that you can positively say. But yeah, I saw those comments. I honestly didn't think much on them, but I can see how you can kind of spin it. I guess that's fair, but personally, again, that's kind of a question I think everybody should be having. I think he was just maybe more worried that, like, maybe he wasn't like up to snuff with like what he did, almost 30 years ago. Maybe that was like the angle he was taking it from, but I think he's going to be fine. Okay. Now, in terms of the potential thing that could happen, right? So you got CinemaCon, and I think we've done this before. Correct me if I'm wrong, whether it was with Scream 5 or Scream 6. We've been around for a long time, at this point. I feel like we've gone through the will it, won't it kind of scenario of will Scream 7 show up there. Now, to the movie's credit, I actually think Ryan Showers posted this, that you can actually look at Paramount's slates. I don't know if it was like an early, like they were doing like a run through. I don't know where it was from, but it was their slate that seemingly they're going to show that graphic at the convention, and Scream is up there. Now, the thing, and I'm recording this, by the way, right before I think Sony actually goes. I think it just depends on like where the priorities are at, right? Like, what do they deem higher priority to talk about and to make like themed, like to make more of the show about a specific thing. See, the issue with Scream is like you can't show a trailer. I don't think you can go too in depth with it. So I guess highlight's probably the word I was fishing for a couple of seconds ago. Like, is it going to be a highlight of the show, or is it going to be, here's the look at like all the movies that are coming. We're going to pick a couple highlights to discuss, but here's like the rest of them, and Scream is one of those. I think maybe the best I want to think about like a synopsis. I think to a synopsis, and you generally get synopsises. I don't know if there's a plural version of that or like a past tense, future tense. I don't know when those generally come out. I know they come out like before the movie comes out, but I guess my question is it too soon, being 11 months away, to release the synopsis? I feel like it would be. So again, like I'm trying to fish for like, well, what could you get? Like, could you get a picture of Ghostface? Could you get a picture of Sydney? Could you get like at this point, point we've seen the logo in some, like, I want to say promotional, things, merchandise, but I don't really think it is that. But it's gifts to the crew and stuff. We've seen Anna Camp. We do it. We've seen a couple, I think 2 or 3 different cast members, whether it's mugs or jackets or like whatever, like badges or whatever. So like we have seen that official logo, but I think the logo's on there. So I don't know. Like, is that best case scenario? Is you just get like a really big high definition look of like the Scream 7 logo and that's it? I feel like that's realistic. I feel like maybe a picture or two, but I would never expect, I've seen people say, oh, there's going to be a trailer. I mean, there's no chance in hell. So that's not going to happen. Could you actually get anything beyond that? I just feel like 11 months, it's too early. It's too early to talk about. You can't even, for some of these movies, they don't even have dates. You can announce a date for a movie, but it doesn't matter for Scream because it already has a date, right? So in terms of what you could show, I just don't think we're going to get much. So sorry to be the Debbie Downer. That's just my opinion. Of course, I would like to be proven wrong, and I would like to come back, Wednesday, Thursday, and talk about something huge that they announced. So we'll see if that happens. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.